Now if you would look and you'll see the Distinguished Young Alumni Award is Michael C. Draper, the class of 2003. And these are some of Michael's thoughts. People have asked me, especially high school students looking for a new home for the next 4 years, what was Cortland like? I respond as follows. It started snowing the second week of October. It was super cold. The sun came out approximately between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. There was a chance of snow on graduation. Definitely buy yourself a good coat and some boots. But so far, it has been one of the top 3 greatest experiences of my life. I arrived a know-it-all boy and left a man who knew nothing in the scheme of life. It was humbling and scary. I learned how to advocate for myself, and I studied a craft I happen to love. In that sense, I got lucky. Not many people find the things they love the first time out. And one of his fondest memories that I'd like to share with you is the following. I also had these lacrosse teammates, but then they became my brothers. We did everything together. We lived together, we ate together, we studied together, we practiced together, and we even woke each other up if we stayed out too late the night before an 8 a.m. class. No one cared who received the credit and the accolades. We had a common goal in mind and gave everything to reach that goal. So the hardest part of college was leaving. Not the college itself, but the people who you created a quasi-life with. We were closer than most college friends, roommates, or fraternity brothers. Lacrosse is known as the creator's game, and it is the only game known to man that has a spiritual meaning. It was an honor to share with them, and we are simply spiritually connected. No one will ever know how special that was. No one. So to sum up my experience at Cortland, I will say that there were triumphs and tragedies. We learned how to become men together, but most importantly, we learned how to become men for others. Michael Draper, please come up.
By the way, it took me 4.5 years to graduate. I prepared something for you. When I received a letter stating that I've been chosen SUNY Cortland's 2012 Distinguished Young Alumnus, I was shocked and in disbelief. I'm a modest person and have never cared about what others have thought of me. Yet, when I sat down and really digested what this award means, I was overcome with emotion. Wow. This is super special, and I'm really touched by this. This award means a lot, especially because it's coming from a place that really means so much to me. For most of my high school experience, I was a pretty mediocre student. I was not serious about classes. I did not really care about anything or take anything too seriously. My high school guidance counselor and most of my teachers then would strongly agree with that. But then that all changed when I met a gentleman named Ernie Olson, one of my high school lacrosse coaches. For the first time in my young life, someone other than a family member told me that they were proud of me and that they believed in me. Ernie became my hope agent. With him and others, I began to turn my life around and become the teacher you see today. Using what I learned while at Cortland from Ernie and from my family and others, I created a program for students based on something I did not have and many kids don't have today. That is hope. It is a cross-age peer mentoring program that's based on theories in hope and grit. I won't bore you with the details. In my short tenure in life as an educator and coach, I've learned 2 very important things that have made me successful. You have the power to be a hope creator or a hope crusher. Hope is the single greatest motivator we have at the end of the day, and it's the only thing that really keeps us going. I'd like to thank the Alumni Association, President Bitterbaum, and the Cortland administration, faculty, and staff for presenting me with this award. I would also like to congratulate the classes being recognized this weekend, especially the class of 62. We are housemates at the Hampton Inn. As well as Mr. Fielding and Mr. Costa on their distinguished alumnus. I'd like to give a special thanks to my mother, brother, and girlfriend for taking the trip up here to Cortland with me to accept this award. You can't be successful without being surrounded by great people. Mom, thank you for showing me how to be a resilient individual. Brandon, thank you for showing me what hard work and dedication truly is. I've always felt like you should have been the older brother because I felt like I've learned so much more from you than you have from me. Tracy, thank you for being patient with me and showing me how to change my bachelor vocabulary from me to us and I to we. I love you all very much. There are two individuals I'd like to thank who could not be here. Don't worry, they're both alive and well. One is my 7-year-old boxer named Posey. She's either sleeping or on the couch. You may think I'm completely bent thanking my dog, but like I said, I never really cared what anyone has ever thought of me. I'd like to thank Posey for teaching me how to live in the moment and become a much more mindful human being. The other person I'd like to thank is my high school lacrosse coach and mentor, Ernie Olson. He's a Cortland graduate and ultimately gave me a second chance at life. As you may have guessed, when I began high school, I wasn't always distinguished. Based on how I was in high school, I'm probably the least likely person you would ever think to become a teacher. And that's actually the topic of my conversation when I'm asked to speak to alternative school students and high-risk individuals. Once again, I'd like to thank the Alumni Association, President Bitterbaum, for this wonderful opportunity and awesome award. Thank you.